guy on the ice, and always taking accountability. And I think with those superstar players, they challenge themselves and they have high expectations, and good is never good enough for them. So he's one of those guys where he always demands more and he always wants more, and you like to see that, especially with the culture that's been built here, and the mindset that he has, the leadership, and everyone kind of sees that and gets attached to that mindset. So that's just the kind of person he is.
Bonjour Joe. Tantôt, tu as dit que parfois vous avez l'impression que les Canes sont 6-7 gars sur la patinoire. Ça semble particulièrement difficile de quitter votre territoire et mettre de la pression et garder les rondelles vivantes dans votre zone à vous. Je sais que vous avez été bien préparé à ça, mais est-ce que c'est plus que vous pensiez, la pression qu'ils vous mettent? C'est difficile là, dans votre zone.
Oui, sûrement. Je pense que c'est pas vraiment facile, puis c'est pas nécessairement amusant à jouer contre ça, mais on savait ça en rentrant dans la série. Même durant l'année qu'on a joué contre eux autres, c'était de la même façon. Alors, faut qu'on adapte, faut qu'on trouve une façon de mieux quitter notre zone, de mieux jouer avec la rondelle, jouer avec beaucoup plus de vitesse, de pace dans notre jeu. Des fois, on est là, mais on bouge pas nos patins, on fait juste des fois donner la rondelle à l'autre équipe. Alors on doit trouver une façon de contrôler la rondelle, de contrôler le jeu un peu plus, puis on va regarder ça demain sur les vidéos.
Salut Joe, un peu dans le même angle que Luc, mais toute l'année, vous êtes une équipe qui avait priorisé des chances de qualité versus le volume. Est-ce que c'est difficile de sans dire briser, mais de changer un petit peu de mentalité afin de générer plus de volume dans cette série-là contre les Hurricanes?
Oui, on est une équipe, comme tu as dit, qui priorise un peu plus de qualité dans nos lancers. Alors, c'est juste en général, je pense qu'on doit trouver une façon de se rendre au filet un peu plus. Je pense que quand on fait des lancers, des fois, c'est facile pour le gardien, puis on doit le faire un peu plus difficile pour lui de se rendre là, puis mettre plus de rondelles au filet. C'est sûr qu'on veut plus de rondelles au filet, mais comme j'ai dit avant, c'est une équipe qui est vraiment dure. C'est une équipe dure à jouer contre, puis ils font un bon job à nous retenir sur le outside un peu plus que le inside. Alors, on doit juste trouver une façon pour se rendre un peu plus.
Yeah. Joe, obviously in the last two games, William Carrier, Mark Jankowski, Eric Robinson, they've made an impact for the Hurricanes. That's their fourth line. Does that add a level of urgency or pressure for you guys in your fourth line to make an impact and maybe even play a little bit similar to the way they're playing to try to get it going, to roll your lines?
Yeah, for sure. I think we got to do a better job, and it's a good line over there. It's not just a line that's just going to be put out there. I think they can obviously be very effective, and they've shown that these 3 games in the series. But we just got to pick it up and obviously match that, and for sure we want to help out and contribute offensively, as a line, and be a line that can contribute. So, we're going to look into that and, see what we can do better as a line, and try to simulate, producing and keeping up with that line.
Yeah, Michael Trikos, the Hockey News. 3 games in, Carolina's out hitting Montreal by a 2-1 margin. It was closer in Game 3, but is that physicality and trying to match what they've been doing important for the Habs' success?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously want to be physical, and there's a time and a place. Obviously, we're gonna be physical when we need to be, and we've shown it in the Tampa series and the Buffalo series. I think we don't shy away from anyone, and we'll always stay in the fight. So I know that stat-wise they're out hitting us. I don't think it feels that way necessarily on the ice, but for sure we want to obviously get some skin on some guys when we could, and it's not in everyone's game, but I think, if we can get a few hits here and there, and especially on some key players, and, I think how the way it goes in the playoffs, but we for sure want to, be a little bit more physical sometimes.
Hi, Joe. When you got to the rink today, how would you describe the mood?
I didn't really see anyone today this morning, to be honest. We had a day off, but from previous experience, the guys are always in a good mood here. I mean, we're definitely come to the rink happy. It's a good group. It's an exciting group. So I have no doubt that tomorrow morning we'll come to the rink and we'll be ready to go. We'll have some fun. We're obviously happy to be in this situation. So it's a good sign that we're here for sure. Thanks for your time, Joe. Yeah.
Kaiden Guhle, Montreal Canadiens, Alexandre, Kaiden Guhle. Start taking questions. Front row on your right.
Hi, Kaiden. Carolina, arguably Saturday night, was in the same position as your team will be tomorrow night. It had to be desperate. It had to win. It couldn't fall behind 2-0. Do you feel like it's a must-win tomorrow, or at the very least you have to play your most important game of the season?
Yeah, no. Obviously, it's their first time being down in a series, which is obviously a good thing to this point. But yeah, it's. I think we could have been better last night. I think our execution was a little bit off, and just couldn't find it throughout the whole game. It seemed like so. Yeah, tomorrow's definitely got to be better. Like you said, desperate. Don't want to go down 3-1 going back there. So definitely a huge one tomorrow night.
Hey guys, it's is this working? It's pretty clear that getting out of your end has been a bit of a challenge. They're known for their forecheck. I'm just wondering, over the past two games and even in game one to some extent, what are some of the trends you're noticing in terms of when you're not able to get out of your zone, and what needs to change in that area, in your opinion?
Yeah, well, I think they do a good job. They're great on a forecheck. We got to find ways to execute better and work together to get a puck out. I think when we get stuck on the breakout, then we don't. We're not clean on the breakout. Then we spend some time in our D zone, and then it's like a boule de neige effect that we can forecheck after that and stuff like that. So I think it's important. We gotta work together, execution. I think Guhle just said it, but if we do that, I think we'll be in better shape.
Alexandre, la série semble plus physique que les matchs que vous avez joués contre eux cette année. Est-ce qu'une perception ou si réellement sur la glace c'est le cas? Et si c'était le cas, quelle solution actuellement avez-vous pour un match qui est vraiment crucial demain en ce sens-là?
Ouais, ben je pense que le jeu physique, ça vient avec le jeu des séries. Chaque série qu'on a joué, ça a été très physique. Fait qu'évidemment, je m'attendais à plus de jeu physique que la saison. Puis pour le match de demain, je pense que c'est un match important. On veut pas devenir 3-1 dans la série. On sait qu'on est meilleur aussi. Faut leur donner crédit, mais on doit prendre un peu de blâme puis vraiment se regarder dans le miroir. On sait qu'en tant qu'équipe, on est capable de mieux, puis on est capable de générer plus, sortir mieux de notre zone. Puis je suis pas inquiet des ajustements qu'on va faire puis du succès qu'on va avoir demain.
Hey guys, it's a question for both of you because I think both of you have the same characteristics of caring a lot and being willing to sacrifice for the team every time you're on the ice. When it's not a question of your own effort affecting a performance, how do you dig deep to find that other level? Because we know your effort is always there.
English?
Yeah, I mean that's a good question. I think it's tough. I mean, you go out there and you want to give it your all every shift and put your body on the line this time of year, especially. It's high stakes and trying to do things to help the team. And I think my role and Carsey's role too is defend hard and try to be hard against those top guys and defense first mentality. And I think that's something that myself, especially last game, I had to do a better job at. And I think when that stuff's not really going, you just gotta go back to the basics, and it's just defend hard and simple. I think last night trying to do too much a little bit at times and got myself in trouble. So it's just simple. Keep it simple. Back to kind of your roots, playing hard and defending well. So.
Oh yeah, well, it always starts with work ethic, obviously, and when things aren't going well, pretty much, I was gonna say what he said, go back to basics and just keep it simple. But always start with work ethic. You gotta have that to have success. And then when you struggle after you have this, then just adjustment and really like what are my strengths? What do I bring to the team? And then you gotta do that shift after shift.
Pour Alex, les deux, vous avez mentionné l'importance de ne pas revenir, de ne pas retourner en Caroline en retard 3-1. Comment faire pour que ce désir-là ne devienne pas une pression supplémentaire qui pourrait être nuisible demain soir?
Oui, je pense que on est rendu en troisième ronde. On a eu des matchs sans tirer de l'arrière 2-1 dans une série. On a eu des matchs cruciaux qui demandaient, qu'il y avait beaucoup de pression et qu'il fallait gagner pour X raisons. Donc, je pense qu'on a appris de ça. Je pense qu'on ça va être notre 8e match au Centre Bell demain. Je pense qu'on a les nerfs de la foule, tout ça. Donc, je pense que ça va être positif. Je suis excité pour le match de demain. On est quand même, on gagne le match de demain. C'est une série de 2-2 que ça fait plusieurs fois qu'on vit aussi. Donc, je pense qu'on a acquis beaucoup d'expérience dans les dernières séries. Puis je pense que ça va payer pour demain.
Kaiden, if you look just at the shot count, it's very lopsided, but the games are in overtime. How much have shot blocks and goaltending been important to make sure that even though Carolina's getting a lot more shots, that they're not as high quality?
Yeah, no, I think both of those shot blocking and goaltending is a big reason why we've got here. Obviously, Dobie's been unbelievable every night. Every game he's given us a chance to win, and I think too, like you said, there's been a couple high danger chances in the slot or whatever, and even last game alone, Carsey had a big one. Jake Evans on the penalty kill. A lot of big blocks to kind of make it a little easier on Dobe, so he maybe doesn't have to see it. And but no, I think those two pieces have been key parts to where we're at right now for sure.
Ici, d'abord, bravo pour les kits assortis, vous avez bien fait ça. C'est pas obligé de rire, c'est une joke plate. Bref, un peu sur le même thème que Kaiden vient parler, la question est évidemment pour Alexandre. Est-ce que vous avez trop dépendu est-ce que vous dépendez trop de Jacob Debèche présentement, ou disons dans l'état des choses d'un match comme hier?
Je pense que tu as besoin de ton gardien de but pour gagner les matchs. Est-ce qu'on dépend trop de lui? Peut-être un peu trop qu'on le voudrait, oui, définitivement. Je pense qu'hier, on a passé un peu trop de temps dans notre zone. Ceci dit, tu as besoin de ton gardien de but de faire les arrêts clés, donc on va avoir besoin de lui probablement demain aussi. Mais on veut sortir la rondelle plus j'ai clean, là, mais c'est un anglicisme, mais on veut être plus... on veut avoir la rondelle un peu plus, puis jouer en zone offensive, puis créer des chances, tout ça. Puis on l'a fait le premier match. Je suis pas inquiet qu'on est capable de le faire encore. Puis je m'attends à un gros match de notre part demain.
Salut Alex. Étant donné le style intense dont on a parlé beaucoup des Hurricanes, le fait qu'ils sont dans votre face, dans votre zone, particulièrement pour les défenseurs, est-ce que ça devient d'autant plus difficile à neutraliser quand ça fait 17 games de série que tu joues? C'est sûrement un facteur fatigue, puis comment passer à travers ça, peut-être?
Oui, c'est sûr que tu es rendu en finale de conférence. Fait l'adrénaline est encore là, l'excitation est encore là. Évidemment, on a joué beaucoup de matchs avec le voyagement, tout ça. On se le cachera pas en série, tout le monde a des bobos. Je suis sûr qu'ils ont des bobos de leur côté aussi. Fait que c'est vraiment de continuer à être excité, de venir à l'arena avec la bonne attitude. Puis en finale de conférence, tu as tes jambes, peu importe. Tu vas trouver l'énergie, surtout au Centre Bell. Puis je pense pas que c'est un facteur. Faut juste continuer à rester sur notre plan de match, puis vraiment d'avoir un prochain niveau à notre jeu.
Kaiden, for you, we often hear, we have to play connected, right? For what does that look like when you guys are playing connected? And does that have to change at all when you're playing a team that is as aggressive and pressures as much?
Yeah, I mean, definitely has to be a key part to your game when you're playing these guys. I think they're, like you said, they pressure so hard, their forecheck's so good that you have to be connected. Don't really have any other option, and I think maybe that's times when we get in trouble is when we're not connected, and then they get a stick on it, and they try to quick strike at the net, and you kind of get in trouble. And I think that's a big part of having success against that team, and I think maybe where we can clean it up a little bit.
For either one of you, Lane Hudson blamed himself for the overtime goal, but shortly before that happened, he took a pretty nasty high elbow from, I think, Will Carrier. It's clear that Carolina's been targeting him, trying to make life uncomfortable. How concerned are you with how big Lane is that, this is going to have an effect on him?
Yeah, not concerned at all. We know Lane's a gamer. He wants to have a difference in the game, making those plays. And it happens. You make a mistake and then back at the net. I don't think it's his fault at all. Like I said, he's a gamer. Yeah, he's taking hits. He's to make plays. He's been one of our best players all series long. So I'm not worried at all for him.
Yeah, this is sort of in the same vein, but Lane's fingerprints were all over the game yesterday. Offensively, he had that beautiful goal. People who share a blue line with him. What can you say just about his contributions defensively, even when he's facing the added attention of Carolina?
Yeah, I think when he came into the league, obviously people knew offensively he was gifted and he was going to make a difference that way, and I think that was the big question, and I think he proved a lot of people wrong right away. Obviously, he's not the biggest guy, and he's not going to put guys on their butt very often, but he's so calculated in how he defends and how he can kind of get in guys' hip pockets, and he competes so hard too, which I think is his biggest strength, and makes him so well at defending. And you see it night in and night out. He competes so hard. He defends hard. He takes it as seriously, if not more seriously, than his offensive game. And I think that's another reason for his success is I think his good defense leads to his offense. So.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Merci.
Head coach, Saint-Louis. We'll start taking questions back right. Leah?
Good morning, Martin. Last night you said that through this process of the playoffs that your team has learned many lessons. I'm curious, what are the key ones that they've learned, or perhaps several of them?
Key ones. I mean, I think the first one for sure is it's hard. It's hard as you keep advancing, and to me, I would say we knew it was going to be that, but I think going through it, you really realize that, it's hard to keep advancing. So you just got to grind.
You guys are 2-5 at home in the playoffs, and I think 7-3 on the road. Do you see something? Is there a difference when you play at home? Can you explain the difference? Or
I can't really explain it. They're playing some good teams, some teams that are good on the road too. So that's that.
Hey, Marty. You said yesterday you got to put everything together, and I'd imagine to put everything together, you need everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel you had everyone last night? And if you didn't, just what's the message to those guys to make sure that everyone's on the same page?
Yeah, I mean, it starts with the individual. I don't think, I don't think everyone was at their best, and you're going to get that. I don't think you need everyone at their best to win every game.
but the more you advance, I think, like, the deeper you go, you need a vast majority at their best, you know, and, you know, we try to get that every night.
Salut Martin. Ta jeune équipe se retrouve dans une situation qu'elle n'a pas vécue depuis le début des séries, tirée de l'arrière. C'est pas une grosse montagne, mais c'est une petite montagne. Tu l'as dit tantôt en anglais, c'est de l'adversité plus tu avances. Quand tu es avec Ken, tes adjoints, vous autres, vous en parlez ensemble, à quel point tu as hâte de voir la réponse demain de cette jeune équipe-là qui progresse, victoire, défaite, à quoi tu t'attends de ton groupe?
Ben, je m'attends qu'on se présente, tu sais. On tire de l'arrière, mais on n'est pas mort, tu sais. On continue.
Salut Martin. Un peu dans le même aspect, tes deux gars qui étaient là avant toi, Carrier et Guhle, ont parlé d'importance de ne pas retourner en Caroline en retard 3-1. Comment éviter que cette pensée-là devienne une pression supplémentaire qui pourrait nuire à...
Tu peux pas. C'est sûr que tu veux égaliser la série, tu sais, mais il faut pas que tu te stresses avec ça non plus. Il faut que tu aies joué la game. Là. Fait que c'est ça qu'on va faire.
Martin, est-ce que tu crois que votre réservoir de résilience a été testé pas mal cette année dans des circonstances différentes? Vous allez peut-être puiser un petit peu plus profond étant donné la façon dont les 2 derniers matchs se sont passés. Pensez que vous allez devoir aller un petit peu plus...
Même si tu avais gagné ces matchs-là, ton réservoir, il faut qu'il soit là tout le temps. T'sais, ça prend de l'effort, ça prend le jeu d'ensemble, le jeu collectif, ça prend... faut que tu sois alerte. Il n'y a pas une chose, mais je sais qu'on n'a pas une équipe qui abandonne. Fait que je m'attends à ce qu'on monte de la résilience encore.
Hey, Marty. You're a team that likes to favor or prioritize possession, I guess, in certain respects. Do you think that priority is feasible in this environment based on the way they play?
I think it's a balance. You know, I think they're not going to give you tons of pockets, but when you get those pockets, you got to execute through it. When we do that, there's something good on the other side of that. You know, you can't get stubborn. It's okay to give up possession to go get it back. I think it's a balance, and to me, it's playing the game that's in front of you. So you can't have your mind made up. I want to possess this puck. Well, I don't know. The game's going to tell you what to do.
Martin, you talk about it is obviously more and more difficult as you're advancing, and that can encourage players to start trying to do too much and to try to, have an impact. Do you have to coach that out of a player at this time of year, that mentality that they have to do something different, or do you think they can figure that out just on their own?
I think we're, like I telling Arpin, I think we're focusing on, and I think we've done that all year. We stress, we try to stay our players to just play the game that's in front of us. We have all the tools. We can play in possession. We can go forecheck. And sometimes can you see clearly through that chaos of this environment and where we are in the playoffs? And, I think that comes with maturity, and I think we're going to have to, and we've shown great maturity throughout the season. We're playing a very mature team. I don't know if we can match that maturity, but, I think, we need to elevate ours a little bit because I feel we have all the tools.
Salut Martin. Depuis le début des séries, Lane Hudson est le joueur qui s'est fait frapper le plus souvent, 55 fois. Vous avez joué plus de matchs que tout le monde. C'est un bon joueur, c'est normal de le cibler, mais c'est souvent un gars qui est capable d'éviter les mises en échec. Qu'est-ce que vous devez faire pour l'aider dans ce département-là? Puis juste avant le but gagnant, oui, on a parlé de la mauvaise passe, mais Carrier l'avait frappé aussi. Est-ce que ça peut finir par te jouer dans la tête un petit peu quand tu te fais frapper aussi souvent?
Ben, je suis sûr que quand tu te fais frapper souvent, c'est sûr, peut-être ça te fait penser que tu n'as pas d'espace tout le temps. Mais c'est sûr, c'est un bon joueur, Lane, puis je comprends le mandat. Là. Mais on va être capable de ralentir des gars pour lui, pour ne pas lui donner tellement de rapidité vers Lane. Je pense que c'est quelque chose qu'on peut faire de mieux. Mais tu ne peux pas enlever les intentions de l'autre équipe. Tu essaies juste de les empêcher de faire ça tout le temps.
Marty, we often hear, a team's got to play connected, right? Guys have to be connected. When you guys are playing connected, what does it look like to you?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of balance on the ice in terms of, you know, the separation between. You're talking offensively? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Between the separation between players, there's balance, and there's execution through that. The puck is moving fast. We look fast, you know, and it's not necessarily because we're skating so fast, but just we're playing at a pace with execution that we look fast.
Facing adversity is nothing new for this team. Like, from your vantage point, how have you seen frustration not get the best of your players in tough moments?
What's that? How did I see what?
From your vantage point, how have you seen frustration not get the best of your players when adversity does come your way?
Not get, like being frustrated and we're not getting the best out of our players. Is that what you're asking?
No, like, how... when adversity comes your way, players can get frustrated time and time again. Like, how have you seen that not get the best of them and take over and lead to downfall?
Well, I just feel like, you know, we understand that we're probably going to be emotionally attached to the result for a little bit, but I feel we move on pretty quick. You know, the answers are everywhere, and we try to find them each and every day.
Bonjour Martin. Évidemment, les 13 tirs ont marqué l'imaginaire hier, fait qu'on a mis beaucoup l'accent sur l'aspect offensif, mais défensivement, qu'est-ce que vous pouvez faire de mieux pour plus aider Jacob Debesch? Parce que ça a quand même donné beaucoup de chances de qualité hier, au-delà du nombre de tirs qui est souvent spectaculaire.
Ben, je trouve hier, on s'est tiré dans le pied un petit peu trop. T'sais, c'est de ne pas se tirer dans le pied. Ben, pas nécessairement. C'est des revirements, plus des revirements.
Est-ce que tu vois plus sur le plan individuel ou vraiment dans le collectif?
C'est plus individuel.
Martin, est-ce qu'il y a des choses que vous pouvez mieux faire en sortie de zone ou c'est vraiment une situation où tu dois donner le crédit à l'échec avant de l'autre équipe?
C'est les deux. OK, merci.